There is a hidden danger creeping through grocery stores right now. One most people want to notice until it's too late. Prices are rising quietly, supplies thinning behind the scenes, and by next month, several everyday essentials could be gone from shelves completely. I've seen this pattern before, the same signs that appeared before every major food crisis. But this time, it's moving faster. That's why today, I am revealing the 8 grocery products you must stockpile before next month 2025, before they vanish or double in price. And trust me, number 7 will shock you. Number 1. Frozen ground turkey. You've probably noticed the meat aisle thinning out lately, prices creeping higher, out-of-stock labels popping up more often. But few people realize what's coming next. According to recent food supply reports, the meat industry is bracing for another wave of shortages by early next year, driven by feed costs, fuel inflation, and processing plant slowdowns. Beef and chicken are already leading the charge upward. Yet quietly sitting in the background is your most underrated survival protein: frozen ground turkey. This lean, nutrient-packed meat might not make headlines, but it's one of the smartest food investments you can make right now. Pound for pound, it's rich in B vitamins, selenium, and high-quality protein, giving your body the essential fuel to stay strong during tough times. When you freeze it, it's like locking away nutrition in a time capsule. Safe, secure, and ready for the months ahead. But the real value of frozen ground turkey isn't just what's in it. It is how long it lasts and how far it stretches. A few packs in your freezer today could mean weeks of protein security when other meats disappear or skyrocket in price. Think about it. 1 pound can become tacos, burgers, spaghetti, soup, or stew. Its mild flavor is like a blank canvas, adapting to whatever ingredients you have left in your pantry. Experts are already warning that meat processing capacity could drop if energy costs surge again this winter. That means less product, higher prices, and shorter shelves. The same pattern we saw in 2020, only this time with tighter supply chains. By acting now, you're not just buying groceries. You're buying peace of mind. So before you walk past that frozen section again, stop and think, what's a few extra packs worth if they buy you certainty in an uncertain year? The answer is simple: everything. Start stocking up on frozen ground turkey before the next wave hits. Because once it's gone, you won't just be paying more. You might not find it at all. Number 2. Peanut butter. If there's one item that quietly defines long-term survival, it's peanut butter. While everyone else rushes for canned beans or rice, the smart preppers, the ones who've lived through real shortages, always make room for this creamy, calorie-dense powerhouse. Why? Because when times get tough, energy equals endurance, and peanut butter delivers both in a single scoop. Behind the scenes, the peanut industry has been under silent pressure. Droughts in the southern U.S., rising fertilizer prices, and global shipping delays have all pushed peanut costs up more than 20% year over year. Manufacturers are already signaling smaller jars, higher prices, classic signs that a staple is about to tighten in supply. The window to stock up is closing fast. Nutritionally, peanut butter is a survival marvel. Packed with protein, healthy fats, potassium, and magnesium, it fuels both your muscles and your mind when calories matter most. But it's more than nutrition. It's comfort food. During crisis situations, that spoonful of peanut butter can calm nerves and lift morale when meals grow repetitive or rations run thin. That psychological comfort is part of survival too. And versatility? Unmatched. Blend it into smoothies for quick calories, mix into oatmeal for a hearty breakfast, spread it on bread, or even stir into savory sauces to stretch a meal further. It's compact, portable, and can last for years when sealed, making it a must-have in every emergency pantry. Here's the truth most shoppers don't realize. Once supply chain interruptions hit again, processed products like peanut butter will be among the first to see quiet rationing and price jumps. The same pattern we saw in 2020 and 2022 is already repeating in early distribution data. So if you see your favorite brand sitting on the shelf today, grab it. Because by next month, it might cost double, or simply be missing altogether. Peanut butter isn't just a spread. It's crisis fuel, comfort, and calories all in one. Add a few jars now, and you'll thank yourself later when others are left staring at empty shelves, wondering how they missed the warning signs. Number 3. Canned tuna. Walk down any grocery aisle right now, and you'll still see rows of canned tuna. Quiet, unassuming, overlooked. But here is what most people don't realize. This little can might soon become one of the most valuable protein sources left on the shelf. Global fisheries are struggling, shipping costs have surged, and the price of ocean-caught tuna has climbed sharply as fuel, labor, and feed costs ripple through the supply chain. Experts are warning of a major seafood price correction before year's end, meaning those $1 cans could soon be $3 or more. But it's not just about price. It's about survival. Canned or pouched tuna offers lean, shelf-stable protein that doesn't rely on refrigeration or fresh logistics. Each can is a ready-made meal that can last years, packed with omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and selenium. Nutrients critical for heart health, immune support, and energy maintenance during prolonged stress. When panic buying begins, perishables vanish first, but canned proteins follow right behind. Imagine a power outage, a storm, or even a national trucking delay. Fresh meat spoils, freezers fail, yet your cans of tuna sit there, reliable, edible, ready to fuel you when everything else falters. In emergencies, convenience is king, and tuna requires no cooking, no prep, no electricity. Just open, mix, and eat. Versatility makes it even more powerful. Mix with pasta, stuff into wraps, toss into salads, or eat straight from the can. Its mild saltiness and texture mean it pairs with almost anything. And in survival scenarios, that flexibility matters. When food fatigue sets in, the ability to turn one simple ingredient into multiple meals keeps morale high. What's especially alarming is how dependent the U.S. is on imported fish, much of it from the Pacific. One shipping disruption or export ban could send prices soaring overnight. When that happens, canned tuna will vanish in days. So don't wait until you're watching headlines about seafood shortages. Stock your pantry with a few dozen cans now, not later. Because once that quiet little shelf goes empty, it won't refill anytime soon. In a food crisis, tuna isn't just fish, it's food security in a can. Number 4. When it comes to survival foods that are both reliable and versatile, oats stand proudly at the top of the list. For centuries, they've been the go-to grain for farmers, soldiers, and preppers alike. Whether you're facing a long winter, an unexpected crisis, or simply trying to stretch your pantry supplies, oats never fail to deliver energy, comfort, and nutrition. Oats are packed with fiber, protein, and slow-burning carbohydrates, making them one of the best foods for sustained energy. In a survival situation, every calorie counts, and oats give you more bang for your buck. Just one serving keeps you full for hours, helping conserve other food supplies. They're also rich in vital nutrients like iron, magnesium, and B vitamins, supporting heart health and steady digestion even when your diet becomes limited. One of the greatest advantages of oats is their long shelf life. Properly stored in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers, rolled or steel-cut oats can last up to 25 years. Instant oats have a shorter lifespan, but they're still excellent for quick, no-fuss meals. Unlike many other grains, oats require minimal preparation. Just add water or milk, and you've got a hearty meal ready in minutes. Their versatility also makes them a prepper's dream ingredient. Beyond classic oatmeal, oats can be turned into pancakes, energy bars, bread, or even savory dishes like oat risotto. Ground into flour, they become the foundation for biscuits, muffins, or survival porridge. When food variety becomes scarce, having oats means you can still create comfort foods that lift morale. Oats also shine as a livestock and pet feed, which is crucial in long-term survival scenarios. They're easy to digest, nutrient-dense, and suitable for a range of animals, from chickens to goats. This dual-purpose utility adds even more value to stocking oats in bulk. From a storage standpoint, oats are lightweight, easy to transport, and affordable. A 25-pound bag stored in a cool, dry area can feed a family for weeks. You can even grow oats at home in small plots. They re-hardy and tolerate poor soil conditions, making them ideal for self-reliant living. When disaster strikes, comfort and consistency matter as much as calories. Oats provide both. They're a symbol of simplicity and survival. Dependable, nutritious, and endlessly adaptable. In short, oats are the grain that never fails, and no prepper's pantry is complete without them. Number 5. Potatoes. When times get tough, the smartest survivors always go back to basics. And few basics are more powerful than the humble potato. It's not flashy, it's not exotic, but history proves one thing. Civilizations have survived on potatoes when almost everything else ran out. Ireland, Russia, South America. Through famine and war, this simple root crop kept people alive when markets collapsed and trade froze. And right now, as global instability threatens our food systems again, potatoes are quietly regaining their value as one of the most reliable energy foods on Earth. The mainstream shopper sees them as cheap carbs, but preppers know better. A single potato contains vitamin C, potassium, vitamin B6, and slow-burning carbohydrates that release energy steadily. Not the sugar spikes you get from processed foods. It fills you up, powers your body, and even boosts mood and mental clarity through those crucial micronutrients most diets overlook. But here's the hidden danger. Potato supply chains are already under stress. The cost of fertilizer has skyrocketed in the past year, driving up prices for farmers worldwide. Add in weather extremes, droughts in the US, floods in Europe, and experts are warning of reduced yields and shorter shelf availability this winter. You can already see it in some regions: smaller bags, higher prices, and stores quietly limiting orders. Stored correctly in a cool, dark, well-ventilated space, potatoes can last weeks or even months. Dehydrated or freeze-dried, they can last years. That's long-term energy security. Not just food, but fuel for survival. When shelves go empty and produced trucks slow down, that stash of potatoes becomes more valuable than gold. And let's not forget their versatility. From mashed and roasted to soups and stews, they can stretch almost any meal. Mix them with canned tuna, toss them with herbs, or fry them up with stored oils. They recomfort food that keeps spirits high even in dark times. So while others overlook them as cheap carbs, you'll know the truth. Potatoes are sustainable, storable, and irreplaceable in a food crisis. Add them to your stockpile before winter hits hard, and before fertilizer costs push prices even higher. Because when grocery shelves go bare, it's the simple foods like this that will feed families, not the trendy ones. Number 6. Dried pasta. Some foods feed the body, others feed the soul. Dried pasta does both, and that's exactly why it deserves a top spot in your crisis pantry. When the world feels uncertain, a bowl of pasta can bring warmth, comfort, and calm. But beyond the emotional value, it's one of the most practical survival foods you can buy. Calorie-dense, shelf-stable, and endlessly adaptable. Let's start with the hard truth. Global wheat production is under strain. The war in Eastern Europe, droughts across North America, and soaring fuel prices have all pushed durum wheat, the key ingredient in pasta, to its highest price in over a decade. In 2024, Many major pasta producers already reduced box sizes while keeping prices the same, a silent signal of inflation hiding in plain sight. And if the next grain shortage cycle hits, as many analysts predict, pasta will be one of the first staples to disappear. For preppers, pasta is a high-return investment. 1 pound can feed an entire family. It cooks fast and requires minimal resources, just boiling water. Even if utilities go down, you can cook it over a camp stove, solar cooker, or even in a covered pot using residual heat. Combine it with canned chicken, tuna, or even a handful of stored herbs, and you've got an instant morale-boosting meal. It's not just about calories. It's about adaptability. Spaghetti, macaroni, penne, fusilli. Each shape brings variety when meals start to feel repetitive. Add dried vegetables, a touch of oil, or even powdered sauces, and it transforms from survival food into comfort food. That as the kind of emotional lift people underestimate in crisis situations. And it's what keeps determination alive. Best of all, pasta stores for years without losing quality if kept cool and dry. Sealed in airtight containers or mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, it's practically immortal. While grains like rice attract pests or lose texture over time, dried pasta stays resilient and ready. Here's the insider truth. Pasta demand is already outpacing supply in several regions. Don't wait for out-of-stock signs to remind you. Load up now, while prices are still manageable. Because once the next shipment delay hits, even a simple bowl of spaghetti might feel like a luxury. Comfort is power, and pasta delivers both. Number 7. Dried seaweed. Most people walk past it in the store without a second glance. Those flat green sheets tucked away on the bottom shelf. But the truth is, dried seaweed is one of the smartest and most overlooked crisis foods you can own. While the rest of the world fights over canned beans and pasta, the real insiders, the preppers who study nutrition and logistics, know that seaweed quietly holds the keys to long-term health when fresh produce is gone. Here's why. Seaweed is loaded with iodine, iron, calcium, magnesium, and antioxidants, nutrients that keep your metabolism, thyroid, and immune system strong when your diet gets limited. A few grams a day can replace what you'd normally get from fresh vegetables, which will be one of the first food groups to vanish once supply chains crack. In short, it's your nutrient insurance when greens go missing. And the timing couldn't be more critical. Global seaweed farming, especially in Asia, where 95% of it is produced, is facing major disruption from changing ocean temperatures and coastal pollution. Prices have already started creeping up, and import delays are quietly tightening availability. By the time most people realize it, the shelves will be cleared by health-conscious buyers and seasoned preppers who know what's coming. The beauty of dried seaweed is its compact power. It takes up almost no space, weighs next to nothing, and lasts for years when sealed properly. You can rehydrate it in soups, crumble it over rice or pasta, or even snack on it straight from the pack. A handful of dried sheets can transform bland survival food into something flavorful and nutrient-rich, a psychological boost that keeps you going when meals grow monotonous. Think of it as the vitamin pill of the ocean, but natural, versatile, and long-lasting. When fresh produce disappears and supplements run out, this is what will keep your immune system from breaking down. So while everyone else fights over canned corn and frozen peas, stock up on dried seaweed now, before prices double and imports slow to a crawl. Because when the next supply shock hits, this little packet of green could be worth its weight in gold. Number 8. Canned chicken. If there's one product that turns skeptics into believers, it's canned chicken. It doesn't sound glamorous, but in a food crisis, it becomes nothing short of a miracle. Ask any veteran prepper. They'll tell you this one item has saved more meals and more sanity than almost any other protein source you can store. Here ends the reality. Fresh chicken is one of the most vulnerable items in the food chain. It relies on feed crops, energy-intensive processing, refrigerated transport, and fast turnover. One break in that chain, fuel shortage, disease outbreak, or trucking strike, and chicken prices skyrocket. In fact, industry insiders are already warning of potential poultry shortages by early 2025, as feed costs rise and processors scale back output. When that happens, shelves will empty in days. That's where canned chicken shines. It's fully cooked, sealed, and shelf-stable for years. No freezer, no prep, no worry. Just open, drain, and it's ready to eat. Each can is packed with lean protein and essential amino acids, the building blocks your body needs to stay strong when stress levels soar. And because it's pre-cooked, it saves precious time and fuel, which could be critical in an outage or supply emergency. What most people underestimate is just how flexible it is. You can toss it into pasta, soups, casseroles, or wraps. Mix it with stored rice or oats for complete meals. Add seasoning or sauce, and you've got instant comfort food, a taste of normalcy in chaos. The secret weapon of canned chicken isn't just convenience, it's reliability. When fresh poultry vanishes or costs $10 a pound, your stored cans will still be there, ready and waiting. And they're compact enough to stack by the dozen without taking up much space. Here's the insider tip. Prices are already inching upward as producers struggle with supply costs. Once consumers catch on, expect a repeat of the 2020 canned food shortages. Only faster. Don't wait until the empty shelf panic starts again. Grab your supply now, because when the power goes out, when trucks stop rolling, or when meat prices explode overnight, this one humble can could be the reason your family still eats well. Canned chicken isn't just food. It's a lifeline. Quiet, cheap, and ready for anything. And the time to get it is right now, before everyone else realizes they should have done the same. Every empty shelf starts the same way, with people waiting too long to act. Prices are rising, supplies are tightening, and the next wave of shortages is already forming behind the scenes. You still have time, but not much. Start building your stockpile today, while these essentials are still affordable and available. Because when the shelves go bare again, it won't be luck that keeps you fed. It'll be preparation. Our next video reveals which everyday foods will vanish first in 2025. Don't miss it. Stay alert, stay stocked, stay prepared.